Hello and welcome to Elecspo. Right, there are some exciting young players set to take part in Euro 2020 over the coming weeks. So today what I'm going to do is pick out the youngest player from all 24 squads and see where each of them ended up in 10 years time according to Football Manager 2021. Quick spoiler alert, there are a few of them who've just vanished off the face of the game. But don't worry, our Lord and Saviour Jude Bellingham is still kicking about. So let's do it. My name's James, you're watching Elecspo, and this is every Euro squad's youngest player and where they are in 2031 according to FM. Italy, Giacomo Raspadori. Okay, so while in reality he's the youngest player in Italy's squad, on FM in 2031, Giacomo Raspadori has never actually played for his country. He's managed 6 under-21 caps, but he's never played for the senior squad at the age of 31. But he is playing for Lazio, which is pretty decent. Lazio are a top team. Obviously, at Sassuolo, in reality, didn't really score many goals, didn't feature that much. Then things changed when he joined Benevento. A stint in Serie B, kicked off his career, got them promotion, and he hit double figures in both seasons at Benevento. That earned him a big money move to Lazio, where finally the goals are starting to flow for Raspadori, but sadly it has still never earned him a single cap for his country. But will he actually play a part of the Euros? I mean, he's behind Ciro Immobile, so I'd imagine Raspadori will just spend his days on the bench, but that's fine. Clearly there's more to come. Actually, clearly there's not more to come. The lad's never actually played for his country. Switzerland, Betia Omaragic. The 19-year-old defender is part of the Swiss squad for the Euros, and on FM in 2031 he's playing for Lyon, so he's having a decent little career. In fact, he's earning a huge £105,000 a week. He's played 71 times for the Swiss, which is a huge amount. He was signed by Paris Saint-Germain in 2022 for £4.1 million. Didn't do too well, but since joining Lyon, you know what? He's actually been really good. Some great seasons there. I mean, he's had 2 seasons where he's been shy of a 7. But on the whole, Omaragic has been bloody brilliant for Lyon. And it shows that Switzerland have got a promising centre-back on their hands. A man earning 105 grand no less. Christ, he's absolutely balling. Turkey, Orkan Kokcu. Okay, so the final lad's a man to watch at this tournament this summer. But on FM 21, he's had a pretty little wild career. He was signed by Borussia Dortmund for big money, £24.5 million. And it just didn't work out for him. Then he went to Leicester, he's been to Watford. Now he's at Brighton, who've been, to be honest, flipping and flapping between the Premier League and the Championship. But no matter which division he's played in, Kokcu's been bloody brilliant. He's just got 11 goals, got 6 assists in the Championship, but it's in the public domain that he wants a new deal to reflect his ability. He's only earning 33.5 grand, which is a third of what the Swiss fella was, and Kokcu has played 102 times for Turkey. Clearly this man has got bags of potential and could be one to watch for Turkey in the coming weeks. Wales, Ruben Colwill. Okay, so finally we're 4 clubs in and Wales' youngest player isn't on FM in 2031. He's a 19-year-old playing for Cardiff, but in 10 years time, nowhere to be seen on FM. So to be honest, let's just move on, shall we? Belgium, Jeremy Doku. Belgium have still got their golden generation, but in 2021, Jeremy Doku is the youngest player coming through the Red Devils. They've still got great players coming through. I mean, the likes of Hazard and De Bruyne, they'll be fading out in the next probably 4 or so years, maybe it's not that many. But Belgium have clearly still got talented players coming through, one of which is Jeremy Doku, and in 2031, he's a regular starter for one of the biggest clubs in Europe, Atletico Madrid, valued at £56 million, earning 125 grand a week, and he's played 95 times for Belgium, also scoring 28 goals, either from out wide or up front. Jeremy Doku, an absolute star. Christ, look at this career, man. Obviously at Rennes in reality did well, went to Man City for 90 million, then a few years later joined PSG for 135 million pounds. But to be honest, didn't really do that well at PSG. Went to Barcelona for a year, 24.5 million pounds, did well in Spain. Then after a year, Barcelona effectively doubled their money and sent him to Atletico. At Atletico, he's just had the best season of his career, probably. I mean, there he did get a 7.49, but I mean, this time 31 appearances, 12 goals and an average rating of 7.45. Jeremy Doku is clearly one of the future stars of Belgian football. Denmark, Mikkel Damsgaard. For some reason I thought Mikkel Damsgaard played for Brentford, but I think I'm getting him confused with someone else. But anyway, on FM21, in 10 years time, this lad is just an absolute, I was about to say he's an absolute star of Italian football, but that might be a little bit of a stretch. Obviously he had some very successful years for Sampdoria, as you can see. Got a free transfer to Juventus because Juventus just love signing midfielders on frees. And he wasn't bad actually. In his final season at Juventus, he got 10 Serie A goals, averaging a goal every 3 games, which is very good. Then he's just completed his first season with Inter Milan, costing 31.75, that's wrong, costing 31.5 million pounds. Don't know where I got 75 from. No reason to have the number 7 on the brain. Damsgaard started his career at Nordsjælland. Interesting fact, I've got the Nordsjælland away kit sitting in my drawer. It's an absolute beaut. I think it's from a few years ago actually when they were in the Champions League. But as for Damsgaard, played 112 times for Denmark, one for the future for the Danes. I mean, they're all ones for the future. They're all about 10 years old. Well, Damsgaard's 20. And hopefully he'll be playing a part for Denmark this summer. Finland, Onni Valakari. Okay, so we've got our second player not on the game. But let's be honest, Finland are just lucky to be at the tournament. So it's no surprise that their youngest player is nowhere to be seen in 2031. I'm excited to see what the Finns can do though. They probably won't do very well, but it's exciting nonetheless. Russia, Maxim Mukin. Right, for the third time we've got a player not on FM in 2031, but there's a regen with a similar name. He's Vadim Mukin, is Russian, and he is a bit crap to be honest with you. 21 years old, played a few seasons ago when he was about 5, was rubbish and he's never played since. But as for the real Mukin, nowhere to be seen. Let's move on to Group C. Austria, Christoph Baumgartner. Christ FM, you're absolutely killing us. That's another team where there's no player to be seen on FM21. Baumgartner's the third player in a row that provides no results found. Surely the next club we're going to have a little bit of joy, otherwise this is going to be a little bit of a disappointing video. Come on, let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's move on to the next one. Surely we're going to have some joy. Netherlands, Jurien Timber. I've got a feeling this lad was a late addition to the Dutch squad. I might be making that up, but I'm sure I read that somewhere. But on FM21, in 2031, he's no longer at Ajax, but he still hasn't left the Netherlands, and he's never played a single game for his country at the age of 29. Only ever played twice for the under-21s, right back, centre back and played wing back. But he left Ajax in 2025 by the looks of things, went to AZ, £1.1 million, then went to 20 for £1.6 million. I mean, he's not bad, he's been pretty average throughout the whole simulation. But he's gone for no money, and he's never played for his country, but at least he's on the game, you know, let's take this small victory. North Macedonia, Darko Cherlenov. Right, out of all these countries, I was fairly certain there would be no North Macedonian representative on FM21 in 10 years time, but I was wrong. Darko Cherlenov is still with Stuttgart. He's still playing in the Bundesliga. He's had a season in the second division, but that's fine. To be honest, he hasn't actually been very good for Stuttgart, but I mean, Stuttgart aren't really that good a team themselves, are they? But at least Cherlenov has played 103 times for North Macedonia. Are North Macedonia going to do anything at this tournament? I mean, they're relying on Goran Pandev and his bloody Zimmer frame. They've got that lad from Napoli, Elmes I think he's called, and there's Alioski from Leeds, but maybe Cherlenov will be the man to take North Macedonia through the groups. Come on Cherlenov, I believe in you. Ukraine, Ilya Zabarny. Right, normal service resumed as Ukraine's youngest player at the tournament isn't on FM. Ukraine have got a pretty young squad actually. I'm fairly sure there's 3 or 4 teenagers in that squad. Are they going to do well? To be honest, I think they'll make it through the groups. Is Ilya Zabarny any good? Couldn't tell you. Hopefully he'll play, I can tell you in a few weeks time. But on FM, nowhere to be seen. Croatia, Josko Gvardiol. Right, so while Croatia's veterans are sort of starting to filter out the likes of Modric, Rakitic, Lovren, you know, these have been an elite group of players from Croatia, but they're getting on a bit now. But Gvardiol is probably their best young prospect today. FM fans will know all about him. You normally see him in top teams, and on this simulation it is no different. Juventus, a club renowned for having great centre-backs, and that's why Gvardiol is a regular starter in 2031. 125 grand a week, he's played 102 times for Croatia. Let's have a look at his career. At Leipzig, pretty solid. He earned a £55 million move to Juventus or Zebra in 2025, and he hasn't looked back. I mean, those ratings are absolutely fantastic and speak volumes to the talent of Gvardiol. Croatia, I still think, are a team to watch at this tournament. I mean, as an England fan, I'm not confident facing them. I know the players are getting on a bit, but I mean, the taught were an absolute lesson in 2018. Gvardiol, one to watch in the coming years. I mean, FM fans know that already. They're always signing him for buttons. Another player from Group D, and it is the Czechs' youngest forward, Adam Hložek. I mean, he's the Czechs' youngest player in total. 18 years old, and in 2031 he's valued at £18 million. He's getting 65 grand a week to play for Zenit St. Petersburg, and he's played 114 times for the Czech Republic. He scored 41 goals, which that's a pretty good record at international level. Hložek, I mean, this lad's had a really good career actually. Played for some big teams. He signed for Borussia Dortmund. Didn't really hit the heights there. Had one good season where he was averaging a goal every other game. Played for Hertha. Didn't really take off. Right, I'm not really sure why Inter Milan did this. At Hertha Berlin, Hložek wasn't very good. Yet still, Inter signed him for £29 million, then proceeded not to play him. Things are getting a little bit better back in Russia. Not back in Russia. In Russia for the first time. Don't know why I said back in Russia. He's playing for Zenit St. Petersburg, cost £13.5 million. £52.25 million has been spent on this forward throughout the simulation. That's a fair wedge of cash. But he's doing alright. You're alright by me. Christ, this lad's quick. Maybe he's the Czech one to watch actually. Everyone, I mean, I'm saying everyone, I've personally written this team off completely. I think Scotland will get through the group. But maybe the Czechs have actually got something up the sleeve other than Thomas Souček. England, Jude Bellingham. I mentioned him at the start. Yes, Jude Bellingham is England's youngest player. In fact, he's the second youngest player at the entire tournament. 17 years old. He doesn't even turn 18 until the end of this month. It's frightening how good this young lad is for his age. In 10 years' time, he's still only 27, into the peak of his career, and he's a Man United player. 350 grand a week. That is absolutely huge. He's played 86 times for England, scored 23 goals, pretty good from midfield. I mean, Christ, look at this man. £113 million move from Borussia Dortmund to Man United. At Man United, he's been absolutely sensational. With figures like this, he'll be a Man United legend. In 10 years' time, I can't wait to see where Jude Bellingham is. But to be honest, in the summer of 2021, he should be playing for England already. You could argue a strong case that he should start most of the group games for England. I'm excited to see Jude Bellingham. I just hope we're not overhyping him. I mean, based on how he's played, like in the Champions League and the Bundesliga for Dortmund, this kid is the real deal. Everyone mocked Birmingham when they retired the number 22 shirt. They should be building a statue for him, that's how good he is. Scotland, Nathan Patterson. Okay, so to my surprise, Scotland's youngest player isn't Billy Gilmore. In fact, it's Rangers right back Nathan Patterson. But on FM, career's gone a little bit crap, to be honest with you. At Rangers, barely got a game, got a free transfer to St Johnstone where he's been a bit better. He's just had a really good season actually, 6 goals and 4 assists, which is pretty good for a defender. But Nathan Patterson has never played a single game for Scotland. That's quite damning, to be honest with you. Surely he's better in reality. He's got to be. Can't be that bad. Poland, Kasper Kozlowski. Okay, so this guy is the youngest player at the entire tournament. 17 years old, born on October 16th, 2003. That is frightening. In 2003, I already had a World Cup under my belt. My first memories of football are the 2002 World Cup. This lad wasn't even born. And unfortunately, he provides no results fans. I'm going to tell you the truth, this group is wildly disappointing. There is only one player out of these 4 teams who was still on FM in 2031. Let's just rattle through them. Slovakia, Thomas Susov, not on the game. Sweden, Jens Kajust, not on the game. Spain, Pedri. Pedri's there. Finally, we've got someone from the penultimate group who is on FM in 10 years' time. That man is Pedri, 18-year-old Spanish midfielder. But to be honest with you, I don't know what's gone wrong here for Pedri. I mean, at Chelsea, he's a squad player. His figures are alright. But he's only played 3 times for Spain. How has that happened? At Barcelona, I mean, at times this season, he's been magic when he's got on the ball. But on this simulation, I mean, even when he's played, he's been good. It just hasn't happened for him. Then Chelsea have spent £35 million. And it's not really happening at Stamford Bridge either. I got quite excited here for Pedri. Now when I'm looking a little bit deeper, it's a little bit disappointing. Christ, this is disappointing. Surely Pedri's better than that. I mean, Spain aren't going to do much at this tournament anyway. The whole team are basically isolating before. It's been a bit of a shambles. Right, let's move on to the final group. Hungary, Szabolcs, Sean. Apologies to the Hungarians if I've said that wrong. You can let me know in the comments how to actually say it. But it doesn't matter, because he's nowhere to be seen. I mean, Hungary are going to be the whipping boys of this group, surely. If Hungary get anything more than 0 points, I'll be absolutely amazed. Come on, Hungary. Come on, Hungary. You can do it. Just don't embarrass yourselves. Come on, lads. France, Jules Koundé. He's the youngest player in another sensational French squad, and it's just proof that France are going to be set for years, man. Koundé's 22 years old, the youngest player, which isn't... I mean, Camavinga should be in the squad. He should be the youngest player. But it's Koundé, and in 2031, he is the Manchester United captain. 300 grand a week. He's playing alongside Bellingham, and he's just an absolute force of nature at the back. £106 million, and he's been absolutely sensational. Hopefully he comes to the Premier League in the coming... Maybe this year he might come. I don't think it will happen. But Koundé in a few years' time could be one of the world's best defenders. Maybe give him another 3 or 4 years, and he will well and truly burst onto the scenes if he's Mika Richards back in 2005. Germany, Jamal Musiala. All the talk about Germany has been about the likes of Hummels and Thomas Muller returning, but they've got an 18-year-old Jamal Musiala in the squad. This lad could have played for England. He's chosen to represent Germany. Probably a good decision in the long run. But on FM 2031, Musiala's not really up to much. Never played for the German youth sides, never played for the senior side. He's just at Stuttgart. He's scoring a fair few goals. Actually, for Freiburg, he was pretty good. At Bayern, never really took off. Got a free transfer to Freiburg, where finally started playing some good football. And then Freiburg didn't even get any money from him. He was released in 2030, joined Stuttgart, where again, he's doing alright. But by the looks of things, he's just a decent mid-table Bundesliga striker, which, based on his potential, is pretty underwhelming. And finally, Portugal, Nuno Mendes. We end with one of the favourites for the tournaments. Portugal have got an even better squad than they had in 2016 when they absolutely fluked the win with Eder scoring in the final. Unsurprisingly, he isn't in the squad, but one man who is Nuno Mendes. He's the youngest player in Portugal's squad, 18-year-old left-back, currently at Sporting Lisbon, and on 2031, he's earning 350 grand a week to play for Manchester City. He's played 91 times for Portugal, and at Man City he cost £43 million in the summer of 2021, which is the summer in reality, and he's just been absolutely amazing. Man City have spent so much money on fullbacks in recent years. I mean, at right back it's worked out for the likes of Kyle Walker and João Cancelo, but at left back it just changes each and every week. If Man City get Nuno Mendes, things might finally work out for Pep Guardiola at left back. I mean, I like Zinchenko, he's decent, but Benjamin Mendy just hasn't really worked out. But Nuno Mendes has been an absolute star down the left for Manchester City. But will he be a star for Portugal at the Euros this summer? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. We will leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Elecspo. And until next time, we will see you around.